I think for this talk, we'll probably be focusing mostly on primary open angle glaucoma. And so, who's most at risk for that particular most common type of glaucoma? I jokingly say one lot is just looping around the sun. Age plays a role. The older you are, particularly 65 and up, your risk increase for most eye diseases, and glaucoma is no exception. As well as diabetes, particularly uncontrolled diabetes. There has been a connection between diabetes and glaucoma. Individuals that have a large optic nerve. So Dr. Barber talked a little bit about the optic nerve. It's a part of the eye that is connected to the brain, and that's actually part of the eye that this condition affects. It contributes to your peripheral vision, and there's a size to the optic nerve that is average. I jokingly say my patients there's an average height, there's an average shoe size. I'm below the average height, vertically challenged, but there's an optic nerve size as well. And so those that have a large optic nerve, their risk is higher for potentially developing glaucoma as they continue to live. Long-term steroid use. So there are numerous health conditions where you have to take steroids to manage that condition, but it does increase your risk for glaucoma. And then your last question, people of African descent. And so, we hear about glaucoma. About 4.2 million people in the US have glaucoma. About half of those cases are people of color. And so I really kind of dug deep with this so I can get a really good scientific answer to figure out, why is that? And so there is a protein, actually there's a gene, a MYOC gene mutation that they think that increases the prevalence of glaucoma. So this particular protein or this gene is in the aqueous humor, which is a fluid that's in the eye. And that's really important to keeping the eye its shape, and it helps to bring the nutrients and oxygen to the optic nerve. So you want this aqueous to flow properly through the eye. And there has been some research that's shown that this particular MYOC gene, when it's mutated, it increases the risk of open angle glaucoma. And some studies have shown that people of African descent have a higher prevalence of this gene mutation. So a lot of it is genetics. A lot of my patients are predominantly of color. I'm about 70% in my practice here in the Metro Atlanta area. And I get that question all the time. Well, why? Why me? Why? People of color, we get everything. And so some things are genetic related, and this is one that may have a genetic component, but we're still studying. There's still a lot that we don't know about glaucoma, and we'll get into a lot of the advances in surgical that Dr. Barber will talk about today. But those are some key risks that we do know that are noted with glaucoma.